Oh man, I'm so good at improv. Especially after my special improv medicine we just took.
Yeah.
That makes your mind
Improviso.
Your mind just what does it do when it's working like not slow? It's really fiery.
Speaking of medicine, well, you know, I'm a smart boy.
Yeah.
I'm a smart little boy. So today I decided, because I hadn't taken it in a while, I decided that I was going to start taking my metformin again. Right before
Your what?
metformin, it's a medicine,
Okay.
and it upsets my tum-tum.
Oh,
Bad.
yeah.
So I decided to start taking it the day before one of the biggest food holidays there is.
You're known for your good decisions.
So before I headed over here, I was a little late because I had a little rumble with my tum-tum.
Yeah. Rum in the tum-tum.
Here now, though, probably not going to help that I'm putting down my third energy drink for the day.
Ooh. Yeah, these lovely Monster.
We can't. We're not sponsored by them.
Oh,
So if they want us to say their name, they can sponsor us. You hear that?
You
hear that?
It's Monster, man.
All right. So I got a story for us today.
Okay.
It's not about true crime.
All right.
Well, unless you consider certain things that happen in war crimes, but there are no war crimes in this story.
Okay,
Everything's done by the book, by the rules of the war.
Call me a hippie, but I think war is a crime, man.
I never understood how there's rules of war, like engagement.
Yeah.
It's war.
Yeah.
How we have rules?
What is it good for?
Absolutely nothing. Good God.
Good God.
But so we're gonna do this story. When I first start telling this, it's gonna sound like it might be boring.
Okay.
It's gonna sound very old history textbook.
Try to stay awake.
But my God, does it get good? And it gets ridiculous and hilarious.
Okay.
And I feel like we would have been amazing on this
war
during this time.
Oh man.
We would have fit right in, I think. So
war would be awful. They're like, don't use all the metal and stuff. Like when they used to have to back then.
Yeah, I mean, back in like World War I and stuff.
Yeah,
but
not so much
World War
like
II. You'd have to
Desert
ration stuff.
Not so much like desert.
No, because after once we got through World War II and Vietnam, every dollar this country has goes into the military industrial complex.
My pa went to war. Desert
It's getting political.
Yeah, he came home and then he came home from work like a week later and he had this sack. And I was like, hey, what's in the bag, Dad? And he laughed and he's like, not me.
Yeah. That's good.
War, shit.
So there's also going to be this is a war that happened between Russia and Japan.
Okay.
So there's probably going to be some names in this that I struggle with a little bit, but not many. The main guy in this story has a nickname, and his last name is pretty easy,
right.
So I get away with that. So,
okay.
But it should be good. So we're gonna do that, and then hey, stick around after the story. I will ask Joel deeply personal questions and put him on the spot.
Shit.
Please don't hold that against me. This is Joel's house, so I have to.
I moved things around where we can't really record in the media room anymore.
But we got plenty of sealed VHS tapes back here.
Yeah, I went through some of my sealed VHS tapes.
Not sealed VHS tapes.
Yeah.
You don't have any of this without sealed.
No. Or like a Batman movie would count. Because he had that Kiss from a Rose from one of the Batman movies.
Batman.
I have that Batman movie, just not sealed.
Forever?
I mean, we get tired of each other.
Forever?
Forever?
Yeah, you got some good ones here, though.
Yeah. Waiting. 2 have been sold on eBay open for $70. I think.
And you got one sealed, buddy.
I got one sealed.
How much is that going for?
I mean, make an offer. If it's being sold for $70,
you'll take $50 for it.
The 3 Men and a Baby, $200. One just sold sealed.
That's dumb. If you're out there and you've paid $200,
I have one. I'll give you for 50.
3 Men and a Baby.
Seriously, I'll let it go for 50.
Who's collecting?
Who are you a fan of? If you want 3 Men and a Baby.
Okay, Tom Selleck.
Steve Guttenberg? That'd be his last $200.
Who is Tom Selleck, Steve Guttenberg, and Michael Keaton?
No, I think 80s television star.
80s television star.
He's kind of making a comeback now.
3 Men and a Baby. Steve Guttenberg. I already forget. Tom Selleck. And is it Seth Rogen? You just laugh like Seth Rogen.
I don't. Ted
Danson. Yeah.
They changed her diaper. She changed their lives. And someone's like, I need that for $200. And the copy I have has the receipt where the person bought it.
How
so
much they
theoretically, you could return it. $16.99.
$16.99?
Yeah.
I wouldn't pay that now for it.
At the Marietta Kmart, October 13th, 2090.
2090.
2090.
VHS is coming back, baby.
Back to the future. 1990. And they also got cassette tape. Doesn't say who, though. Just a cassette tape. It was 818.
They're probably going to record the soundtrack.
818. Bag of candy, so they're going to watch it. Paperback book, VHS tape. That's this one. See, it says just VHS tape, but they wrote 3 Minute a Baby and pointed an arrow to it, so you know it's legit.
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
the cassette tape was 1880?
Yes, the cassette tape was, 888.
Oh, 888, okay.
818. So I'm stupid.
I was like, what?
So someone went to Kmart in the year of our Lord, 1990, and spent $53.69. What would that be like today? 34 years? That's got to be 100 or something, probably.
Yeah.
But yeah, this just sold on eBay, $200 sealed. You know what? I'm here. $50. $50. What was the TNA guys? Don West that would sell baseball cards. Ted Danson! Steve Gutenberg! He was in Police Academy!
Oh, I used to spend many a late night watching...
If you don't buy this movie, I'm gonna buy it! Sell it! Buy it! Sell it! Buy it!
Yeah.
That's not loud. I'm sorry. We got a story.
We got a story, man.
Okay. Is it about 3 men and a baby?
3 Men
Because
and a
if
baby.
not, I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, it's...
A little Japanese baby and 3 Russian men.
Yeah. You know the story?
I'm right.
Okay.
Is there a ghost up in the top of the house?
That's not true.
It's not true. It was like a Ted Danson.
Actually, Joel.
Yeah, okay. Let's explain it to me.
Okay. So here, let's get through the history test.
Yeah, before we have fun, let's get through this.
Yeah.
We don't have time for fun right now.
Okay.
All right.
So in December 1897.
2090.
December 1897.
Okay.
A Russian fleet.
Almost 100 years before that, the people went to Kmart.
Yeah.
I wonder. Yeah.
No.
Kmart. Yeah, 1890, 1990.
Oh, before they actually went. I think you were saying before they went in the future.
Years before they came.
Yeah.
Just to put it in perspective. This
right. There were no Kmarts.
This is 93 years before someone paid almost $17.
Pre-K.
Yeah.
Pre-K. Yeah. So, December 1897.
Okay.
A Russian fleet appeared off Port Arthur.
Am I Russian or Japanese in the story? You told me to pretend.
We spent a lot of time with the Russians.
Okay.
Yeah. So
not the Hurria or anything.
Hurria?
Russian?
Oh, yeah. Okay, I got you.
Right.
You could have just said Russia. Russia.
But...
Not to Russia.
Not to Russia.
After 3 months, in 1898, China and Russia negotiated a deal where China... So, Russia wanted Port Arthur, right? Because they needed a port that wasn't fucking ice cold like theirs.
Important.
Yeah, because they're in this little thing. They're in a little skirmish with Japan, right?
Yeah.
So it's not going great. So they need this port that China has. So they work out a little deal, and China leases Port Arthur to Russia.
Okay.
But Japan didn't like that. They weren't fans. So they basically tell Russia, "Hey, no, you can't have that. Go fuck off."
Smack their little Russian hands.
And Russia is like, we're taking it. It's ours. We made a deal. So the deal also wasn't good for China. China originally, when they were doing the leasing for it, the agreement, China sent them a list of here's what we need for this, and Russia's like, no, no.
What was your favorite one of those?
So they sent it back, and they're like, here's what we're going to do, and it's not good for China, but China's like, sure, whatever. We tried. So. So then, since Japan was not a fan of this, on February 8th, 1904, destroyers of the Imperial Japanese Navy launched a surprise attack on the Russian Far East fleet that was anchored in Port Arthur. 3 ships, 2 battleships, and a cruiser were damaged in the attack, and the Russo-Japanese War had begun.
Oh, shit.
So by May the Japanese had landed forces on the Liaodong Peninsula and in August began the siege of that naval station. On the August 9th, Admiral Wilhelm Wittgeft, pretty sure that's perfect, commander of the 1st Pacific Squadron, Russia, was ordered to get his damn fleet to Vladivostok, link up with the squadron stationed there, and then engage the Imperial Japanese Navy in a decisive battle. Both squadrons of the Russian Pacific Fleet would ultimately become dispersed during the Battle of the Yellow Sea, where Admiral Wittgeft was killed by a strike from the Japanese battleship Asahi on August 10th. And the Battle off of Ulsan on August 14th, 1904. What remained of Russian Pacific naval power would eventually be sunk in Port Arthur in December of 1904. So
it's good for the fish and stuff.
Yeah, so this gives like Japan a leg up, right, in this war.
Okay.
So the Tsar of Russia, Nicholas II, he agrees to form a new Baltic fleet, and it's going to have 11 of, or so he's going to form the Second Pacific Squadron, and those are the boys we're going to be following.
Okay.
So they were placed under the command of Admiral Zinovy Rozvetsky.
Okay. Rod?
Zinovy was nicknamed Mad Dog.
Okay, Mad Dog.
Due to his bad temper and short fuse. He had so short of a fuse that the ship crew made sure they kept a big supply of binoculars on board, because Zinovy was known to get real pissed off and throw them overboard.
Oh.
He was a no-nonsense kind of guy, and unfortunately for the Mad Dog, he had just been put in charge of a whole lot of nonsense.
Yeah.
So since Russia's Baltic fleet...
He's not even supposed to be there that day.
He's like,
war?
What is it good for?
Fucking binoculars! Get him out of here!
Since Russia's Baltic fleet operated out of the Baltic Sea, which is very icy and cold, combined with the fact that the British refused them access to the Suez Canal, the Second Pacific Squadron would have to take an 18,000-mile detour down through the Atlantic Ocean.
I would walk 18,000 miles.
Past Africa.
Yeah.
And then sail back up through the Indian Ocean between Asia and Australia into the Pacific Ocean.
You just gotta think of it as like a fun little trip.
Yeah, well.
Road trip.
So, compounding matters, the squadron faced little chance of refueling as international law forbade the harboring of a fleet at war.
Oh.
So, Mad Dog, he originally opposed the plan because this dude actually knows his shit. Like, this dude's a good admiral.
He's gonna have one ship just full of fuel in the fleet.
Well, he's not gonna get a whole lot of help.
Oh.
So, like, they're sending him on this mission, and they're like, just to handle it. So he opposes the plan originally. So it's going to be such a long journey that they weren't even going to send like their good battleships.
Oh, man.
They were sending these old, shitty ones. So the crew members were poorly trained, if they had any training at all. The battlefield was very far away, like once they even got there, like, and then getting
18,000 miles.
But then even once they were there, like, if they could get past the Japanese Navy.
Like, will you guys let us fight before you kill us? Can we just...
Not a single ship was fully loaded with shells, and it was almost impossible to practice shooting because they had to conserve what shells they had.
Yeah.
So the plan, though,
was...
You know about practice?
Talking about practice?
However, the plan was enforced by the Tsar, and the Baltic Fleet set sail in October of that year under the command of Mad Dog. His battleship was called the Suvorov. He also, this is great, he had...
See, I don't think there are really bad dogs. They're just bad owners.
Mad Dog.
I know, but still, there's no mad dogs either. Like, you know, like,
just mad owners.
Yeah, like maybe just try to understand them. Lou! I have a cat. Lou!
We need a Lou Wrangler in here.
Yeah, he was trying to look at the phone.
He had such a negative outlook on this whole thing that at the departure ceremony, he gathered up all the soldiers and gave a speech saying that we're not going to win and death is certain. Oh, like, that's a great way to start things.
Look at each other like, it's
Lou? Death is certain, buddy.
Yeah. You're not going to win this.
I think I'm going to start every road trip, every car ride of that from now on.
Yeah.
Guys,
listen.
We're not going to get there. No. Death is certain. So, Lou, I promise you, I will Russian fleet your ass.
Yeah.
Buddy.
All right.
Once Zinovy did accept the mission, though, he grew confident that even with all these challenges, his experience and leadership skills would allow him to get his crew ready for their voyage.
Listen, confidence can carry someone pretty far.
Well, so say you're one of these crew members, right? Yeah. And you're like, I mean, you're kind of like, you don't really have a lot of training. You're not the best of the best. You kind of got thrown into this thing. So imagine you.
I'm really sad, right?
You're about to set sail for 18,000 miles to go fight a Japanese Navy. You don't have very good ship boats. You don't have a lot of armor or shells. And then your captain says that to you. Yeah. What are you thinking?
Well, if he said, like, if he was like, you know what, we're all gonna die. We're not gonna make it. But if he was like, we're not gonna make it. We're all gonna die. Let's fucking go!
So, like, his mission was like, we're not fucking making this.
I'm dumb enough where I'm like, fuck yeah.
Okay. Oh, so you just mean depending on his energy level.
Yeah, he just needs to like broadcast that confidence.
Okay, I got you. Okay, so no matter what the words are, that's called politics.
Yeah.
Trump, he confidently says things. Kind of, that guy.
Huge.
So. Yeah, so he thinks, okay, fine, I can do this. I can get these guys, I can make them in shape, get them in shape, and we can get ready for this. But then he sees the crew. And I'm assuming that right after he sees that, he tells all of his friends and family that he's fucked.
Is this an 80s movie? It sounds like an 80s comedy.
Well, we're getting there. So his crew was mostly uneducated peasants with very little to zero experience.
Yeah, that's called the military.
He was also...
No offense, military people.
He was also unhappy with the two senior officers who'd been assigned to be his direct support. He immediately nicknamed them. One of them...
Ren and Stimpy?
Oh, that would be great.
Hell yeah.
One of them he nicknamed the manure sack.
Oh, shit sack.
And the other...
Shit bag.
The other was nicknamed a vast empty space.
Oh, wow.
So...
Nicknames were different back then. Like now, that would just be shit sack.
I love a vast empty space.
I like shit bag.
You fucking vast empty space.
Vast empty space, yeah.
That's a good one. Yeah, shit sack's pretty good too, though. It's shit sack. So, the ships that made it, I was saying, the ships that made up the fleet were terrible because they'd not been used out on the sea due to the harbor that they were usually in being frozen most of the time. The Baltic Sea is very cold.
Because Russia.
Russia didn't want to waste their good ships on this journey. So instead, they deployed very old and obsolete warships and non-military ships like ferries and yachts. But hey, they did mount...
Yeah, people are like, I hope I get that
I hope I get a yacht, man. I would just sail that thing off in a different direction and be like, I got a yacht now, bitches. Yeah. I don't know if yachts were like a really big thing back then.
In Russia.
But they did mount random guns on the ships, so that's good.
Yeah. Lots of binoculars.
Now, Russia did provide some ships that the crew were very enthusiastic about, and they even thought they were very futuristic because these ships were basically copies of French engineered ships that were completely new to this crew. They had like a different design and all this stuff. So these ships, however, were incredibly top heavy and sat so low in the water that their lowest rung of weapons, the cannons that poked out of the windows of the ship, pretty important weapons.
Yeah.
During a Navy battle.
I would say so.
They were useless. Because they were under the water.
Well, what if fish came up?
Well, they do.
Okay.
But this is what Mad Dog had to work with, so he got right to it. He ordered all of his men to take their positions in all of their ships, and they set sail. And immediately, upon setting sail, the lead ship ran aground. And another ship lost its anchor.
Ran aground, does that mean
it went on ground.
Huh?
It went on the ground.
But it's a boat.
Yep, and it immediately turned, took a sharp turn.
What?
And went on the ground. So, I don't know how you do
that.
Got
scared? He couldn't find binoculars? What the fuck?
And then the other one lost its...
Mad Dog's not going to be happy. That was probably the vast empty space that caused that.
I'm kind of surprised he didn't just jump off into the water then and be like, fuck it.
You shit, man.
But then another ship lost its anchor, even though the anchor shouldn't have even been thrown into the water.
Just started.
They were taking off.
Well, these people aren't trained. What's this button do?
Yeah. So
that was like the original like big red button that says "Do not press." Like, all right, listen, I'm gonna press it.
So while one ship is trying to get back into the water, and the other is trying to find its anchor, a third ship comes along and broadsides a fourth ship.
It came out of nowhere.
And it does so much damage to this fourth ship that it was removed from the fleet and returned to port. So now they're down to 44 ships. So this all happens right off the bat. And they finally regroup, everybody gets back, and they set sail for the narrow waters between Denmark and Sweden. As they drew closer, Manchuria, he comes up to Zenobi and he tells them, hey, there might be an issue. So he says that he's heard some rumblings amongst the crew that they believe that there's Japanese torpedo boats stationed off the coast of Denmark waiting for them.
Yeah.
So Zenobi tells Manchuria that that's not possible because the Japanese torpedo boats did not have the capability to sail miles to Denmark. And even
if anyone knows stuff about Japanese military equipment, it would be a Russian.
Yeah. Well, he's a good admiral. Like, he probably knows his shit. And even if they did have the ability to do that, they couldn't have got there in such a short period of time. But Manchuria tells Zavoni that, unfortunately, even though logically that all makes sense, the rumor has spread among the crew, and so they're paranoid.
Yeah.
They're going to show up in Denmark and just get blasted. So Zenobi begins sending out messages to the other ships, telling them that there are no Japanese torpedo boats waiting. Everybody just needs to calm the fuck down.
We're going to die, but not at that point.
Nah.
It'll be after that.
So these messages did appear to work at first, but then another rumor began to circulate. One that Zenobi didn't even know was happening, and that was that the crew began to believe there was, and like how they even thought this. The crew began to believe that there was a huge minefield underneath them, and so everybody gets so worked up about this that it makes its way. The rumor makes its way back to like the captains that are piloting these different ships.
Yeah. Don't go on. Don't touch the ocean floor. But yeah, that's the plan.
So
we've been trying.
Once the captains hear about this, the captains, they just start doing evasive maneuvers in the water. So Mad Dog is just like he comes up onto like a deck and he looks out and he just sees like the ships
synchronized swimming,
just doing weird shit. He's like, "What the fuck is going on?" So as he's looking at this and wondering what's happening, the ships begin crashing into each other.
Oh,
trying to avoid the minefield.
Super invasive.
Super evasive. So when he finally figures out what the hell's happening, he sends out more messages telling them there are no fucking minefields. It's safe. Everybody calm down and stop running into each other. This isn't how we do this.
I bet he didn't think that'd be a message he would have to send.
Probably not. I feel like there was a lot of just...
Wow. Yeah. The kid from Dazed and Confused.
Yeah. So, the messages seemed to fall on deaf ears, however, and so it took Zenobi going out onto the deck and firing shots into the air to get everybody's attention.
Oh, okay.
To where, like, calm the fuck down. We're fine. So, everybody calms down.
We will turn this fleet around.
We will turn this...
And they're like, that's what we want.
That one ship knows how, real quick, to turn around. So, everybody calms down. They get back on everything's back in line. But then, just a couple hours later, after Zenobi had gone back up to the bridge and was just looking out, surveying the fleet as they carried on towards Denmark and Sweden, all of a sudden, towards the very front of his fleet, he hears a barrage of cannon fire.
Oh, no.
One of his own ships was engaging something in front of the fleet. But Zenobi was too far away to see what it was, and then a message came back through to him.
Uh-huh.
And they said they were surrounded on all sides by at least 8 Japanese torpedo boats. And so Zenobi runs out onto the deck, looking out towards the horizon, expecting to see these ships. He's just probably the whole time like, how the fuck did they get here?
Yeah.
So he's expecting when he gets up there to see these 8 ships, but he doesn't. All of a sudden, the shooting just completely stops, and it's silent. And then Zenobi notices off to his right a small little fishing boat is making its way right up alongside his. It would turn out that one of the other ships, the Kamchatka, had started attacking this little unarmed fishing boat, mistaking it for 8 Japanese torpedo boats.
I can understand not counting, but it's 1. Like, that's all you have to...
Yeah, if there was like 4, and you could like, and then in the distance, you're like, that might be another 5 or 6.
Yeah.
Like, but just one little fishing boat, be like, that's 8.
Tell me there's 8 of them.
Surrounded. So,
Now you said you looked off to his right. Would that be port, or aren't there like names for?
I have no idea. There's port and there's
starbound.
Starbound. Okay. I don't know which.
There's like a hull and a bridge.
I'm not a seaman.
Not anymore.
I have an anchor in my arm.
That's how you started, though.
I'm a poser.
We all started as seamen.
Not me.
Out of our dad's balls.
Not me.
No?
I just woke up one day.
Oh.
Yesterday.
Hello,
world. So as soon as they think that they're surrounded on all sides, so they start firing. And even though they fired hundreds and hundreds of rounds at this little fishing boat, they didn't hit that boat once.
What the fuck?
So
the Cleveland Browns of.
Yep. So the fishermen are fine. And the fishermen had actually been sent to the boat specifically by Tsar Nicholas II with a message for Zinovy to tell Zinovy that he's been promoted.
Oh, good.
Which, like,
you're now angry dog.
He's already the admiral. So, like, I don't know what I don't know. I think what it is as far as, like, rank goes to, like, make big decisions.
Yeah.
Like, whatever. Like, he's kind of now, like, the top dog of this whole, like...
Oh, top dog.
All of the squadron.
From mad dog to top
dog.
Okay.
But he's still mad. So, Zinovy apologizes for the fishermen for having shot at him hundreds and hundreds of times.
Our bad.
And they were okay. They were like, hey, these guys are
it's
terrible.
Not like they
didn't
it wasn't even close.
We weren't even afraid. So the fishermen were like, it's all good.
Yeah.
And then they move on. So Zinovy chews out the crew of the Kamchatka, and the rest of the Baltic fleet gathered up and they continued towards the narrow waters between Denmark and Sweden. When they got close, a Danish resupply ship came out to meet them to give them fuel and food and water. And
he's got a gun!
And what do you think happened?
Like, they probably shot the fuck.
They thought it was a Japanese torpedo boat, and they start ramming them immediately.
When the only tool you have is a hammer, everything looks like a gun. Okay?
Yeah. So,
all they have is fear and anger, like, just, jeez.
So they start ramming them repeatedly, and then they realize...
I don't know you!
They realize...
That's my purse!
Oh, shit, this isn't a Japanese torpedo boat. But by then it's too late, and they had already damaged this boat so much that the boat had to immediately turn around and go back to the shore.
No, fuck y'all.
So... The fleet does finally manage to get past Denmark and Sweden, and they make it out to the North Sea. But as soon as they got out there was trouble. One of the captains of the ship that was towards the front of the Baltic Fleet's formation spotted 4 Japanese torpedo boats.
No, he didn't!
You don't think they did?
No, it was like a log in the...
No, I'm pretty sure this time they did.
Wave.
I'm pretty sure this time he knows.
Okay.
He knows what he's looking at. There's no way. No way they do this time. So, he sees 4 Japanese torpedo boats coming right at him. And so this ship, along with 6, the ones that first see it, along with 6 others, immediately just begin engaging with the ships. They're firing everything they've got. Cannons, big guns, small guns, everything. It was just like mayhem. The amount of gunfire that was going off towards the front of the fleet caused the rest of the ships that were not part of the attack to begin to panic.
And fire too, right?
And the other ship captains began ramming into each other to try to get away from the attack. While that's going on, some of the crew members drew their swords and started running around the deck of the ship, just like swiping at the air in case there was anybody trying to board their ship.
That's good.
They're not like looking.
Yeah.
They're just all running around like I'm assuming like arm over their eyes. Just so some of them are doing that. Others, meanwhile, they didn't draw their swords, and instead, what do you think they do? Like, just you're never gonna get it.
Jump off the boat.
Close.
Oh, really?
They definitely went ahead and reserved themselves for death. They go ahead and put on their life jackets and just lay down on their back on the deck of the ship, believing that was procedure for how to survive a sinking ship.
Yeah.
So there's a bunch of crew just laying down on the ship in life jackets. The Russians
running around, tripping over them.
While the boats are ramming each other, and the other boats are just firing.
Shooting at 4 torpedo ships.
Yeah. So for the next few minutes, continuous gunfire. And then one of the attacking ships sends a message back to Sonovi that said they had been hit by a torpedo, and they were taking heavy fire, and it was just absolute bedlam up here. And all of a sudden, all the shooting stops, the smoke starts to clear. Mad Dog and his ship are able to kind of like maneuver their way up through, and they get towards the front to see what the hell is happening, what they're shooting at.
What the hell?
And once again, it was not Japanese torpedo boats. It was 4 small British fishing boats. And in the chaos of the gunfight, the Baltic fleet had inadvertently begun to fire at each other.
Yeah, that's what I figured.
Killing several crew members and badly damaging their ships in the process.
They call that friendly fire.
Yeah, they call that stupid fire.
Yeah.
So as for the British fishermen, only one of their boats got sunk. So hey, progress.
Yeah.
They sunk one. Despite so only one, even though the Baltic fleet had fired thousands and thousands of rounds, they only sunk one ship. And these ships, by the way, had not been moving. Like, they were stationary.
Yeah.
So they're just 4 sitting
they are just fishing.
And these guys can get one. So, at the time, the Russian Czar, he immediately apologizes to Britain for this. You know, we fucked up. We're so sorry. And at first, you know, Britain's like, it's cool. We get it. But then the British media gets their hands on this, and they go wild with it. And they start calling for a war, believing that this type of attack could not possibly have been an accident. But
no one could be that incompetent. Yeah. And Russians like, hold our
But Russian diplomats, they say, we are serious.
We're dumb as fuck.
Those guys suck.
Yeah.
This was not on purpose.
We didn't no good boats.
Actually, I bet if we told them that was the mission, to sink your 4 boats, they wouldn't have been able to do anything. So,
our bad.
So they do eventually convince the British people of this, and the British media and everybody. So war is avoided, because that would have been real bad.
Yeah.
If while they're fighting Japan, they also have Britain.
Yeah.
So Zanovi and his fleet are allowed to continue on the journey, and after a couple of weeks, they're getting close to Africa when one of the ships, the Kamchatka, which I don't know if you noticed this, but they're a bit of a problem. They're the same ones that believe they were surrounded by 8 Japanese torpedo boats when it was one little ship. They get separated from the main fleet and they get lost.
How?
Well, how does one ship go onto the ground as soon as they start? And it'd be one, like, me and you in a fishing boat. I could definitely see us, like, fucking up and turning.
Oh, yeah.
A battleship? Like, maybe
surrounded by other ships and battleships.
So Zanovi and the other officers did what they could to try to locate the ship, but they didn't see where they had went off to, and they didn't. This was, you know, they didn't have technology. Like, they don't have great technology at the time.
And all that.
So they just sort of like they decide that we're just going to continue on, and we hope at some point they find us and they catch back up.
Yeah.
So a few days later,
hopefully they don't shoot at us.
That's
the biggest hope.
That'd be the fear. So a few days later, they arrive in Tangier. And the Kamchatka shows up. And they tell Zanovi that they had gotten lost, and they don't really have, like, a reason for what. They just, like, we got lost. We don't know what happened.
We saw a glimmer out there in the water.
But they say, once they did get lost, and they're trying to figure their way back, they did engage with 3 separate Japanese torpedo boats.
No, you didn't.
But they didn't. These were, in fact, a German, a Swedish, and a French fishing boat. But none of the Kamchatka's rounds actually impacted any of those vessels. So they weren't any, like, there wasn't a hostility. Again, they're just like, all right, okay.
Guys.
You dummies.
You guys.
So now the Zanovi has the full fleet back.
Thank God! Woo!
That's
close.
He gets them all back together, and they ship out of Tangier. But on the way out, one of the ships managed to cut the underwater telegraph line to Tangier, which cut off Tangier's communication with Europe for the next 4 days.
Whoops.
So, still, no war because of that, but, they're not happy.
No.
So by now, the Baltic fleet was very low on coal, but they had a planned rendezvous with a German resupply ship off the coast of West Africa. And I'm sure the whole time Zenobi's like, do not fucking fire at anything.
So I say fire, do not fire. They're fired! He said fire!
So they get there, and the crew decides that they don't want to have to stop and resupply again later.
Yeah.
So they take double the coal on that occasion. So they hauled.
Now, is there weight limits to the boats? Do they think about that? Do they think about what that might do to the different boats if they take double the weight of coal?
They didn't shoot at it, Joel. What do you want?
They stopped thinking after that. They're like, all right, we didn't shoot.
What do you want?
We just got twice the weight of what we should have gotten.
So they haul all this extra coal into their ships, despite not having any room for it. And so naturally, they begin throwing it into the halls of the boat, into the bathrooms, or the bedrooms, anywhere there was space. And this led to a very fine layer of coal dust all over everything in the ship, combined with the intense humidity off the coast of Africa, led to the black coal gunk getting trapped inside most of the sailors' lungs, which began killing off several of them. A couple weeks later, it finally rained on them.
Tell my wife I didn't shoot anybody.
Got the black lung,
I got the black lung, Papa.
So finally, the rains down in Africa came down on them.
Like that Weezer song.
Was it?
Weezer did a cover.
Did they? Toto?
People were like, oh my god, it sounds just like Toto. And I was like, the fuck, it was the Toto. Weezer, first 4 albums, 5 albums, maybe. That's all you need.
First 5?
I'd get up to 5. Maybe 6.
What's Santa Monica on? So I feel like that's when they come.
You mean Beverly Hills?
Beverly Hills.
That's on Make Believe, which is probably around 6 or 7.
Okay, yeah, because that was, by then they were, no thank you.
That's that song. I bought that CD. And it was supposed to come with the FYE, it was supposed to come with the poster. It didn't.
Didn't that also have...
That's the only song I've got.
What's that song? What's the one that has the Happy Days music video?
Oh, that's the first one. Buddy Holly.
That's not on their first album, is it?
Yeah, look at these.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I thought that was later.
The Blue album, then Pinkerton, and then the Green album. Mandroid, then the Green album, and then maybe Red, and then Ratitude, I think, and then Make Believe.
Oh, okay. I thought Buddy Holly was
maybe. I don't know. Those are probably
because I thought they'd already been out for a little while when that song finally hit.
That Sweater came out first. And then pretty much immediately after Sweater, Buddy Holly.
Okay. You couldn't get it from It sounds exactly.
I don't think the first time you did it, you weren't like da-da-da-da. You were like
I don't think so. Rewind, watch that back, play that back for us.
My brain hurts from these stupid Russian soldiers. Okay, I'm turning off my shit.
So it finally rains. Washes away a lot of the coal dust on the ships. But then the rain turns into a pretty bad storm. So Mad Dog decides that he just wants all of his ships to call in one by one saying that everything's okay.
Yeah. That
we're all good because there's this big storm. So he just wants each one of them to call in and say, he tells them in one of the messages that he just wants them to say, we are okay.
Yeah.
And so one by one, the ships start doing this until it got to Kamchatka. They send the message, do you see Japanese torpedo boats? And this message spreads like wildfire across the entire crew, which leads to mass hysteria, and Zenobi trying to send out messages to once again say there are no Japanese torpedo boats, but it was too late. The other captains began panicking and started ramming into each other and firing blindly into the air.
Oh my god.
Every night from that point forward, Zenobi would go up onto the bow of the ship and he would scream obscenities at the Kamchatka. You fucking motherfucking idiots! God damn it, I fucking hate you!
In Russian too, which I bet sounded really fucking good.
When the Baltic fleet finally made it to Madagascar, the morale amongst the crew was very low. And so when they docked in Madagascar, the crew decided it would be a pretty good idea to boost their morale by buying some pets to bring back on board with them. The pets they decided to bring back. Take some guesses.
Pets?
Mm-hmm. We're in Madagascar.
Like, I'd say, fucking chimpanzees, zebras? I'm just thinking of the cartoon Madagascar.
Those would have been great.
Basically,
those would have been great choices. Instead,
there's like 4 of these Madagascar movies. And I think Chris Rock plays like a zebra or something.
Well, they didn't get zebra Chris Rock. Instead, they get crocodiles and poisonous snakes.
Oh my god!
And
what do we feed them? We got coal.
So when they smuggle the pets on board, the crocodiles.
Is that a snake in your pants?
The crocodiles and the snakes immediately escape down into the bowels of the ship,
as one would.
So when the crew starts looking for them, they can't find them because the ships were in such bad shape that there were all sorts of cracks and holes for the animals to hide in.
They should be looking for goddamn Japanese torpedo boats.
So the men decide that they just have to accept that they're now on board with a bunch of dangerous predators.
If you love them, set them free. If they love you, they won't come back and kill you.
Well, so...
2 days later, half the ship was dead.
They accept that, there's now these predators on here, and most of the men start to become unable to sleep at night in fear of being attacked by the animals, and a number of them went insane because of the lack of sleep and the fear. Chameleons had also been brought on board Zenobi's ship, and they soon overran the ship. But since they, can camouflage themselves, they were very difficult to find. One of the snakes wrapped itself around something, I forget now, I didn't put it in here, but it wrapped itself around something pretty important. Yeah. And the men were like, we don't know what to do. It's going to bite us. Another snake, apparently rumored to have gotten very addicted to vodka.
Snakes on a fleet.
They start, this one snake is just give me more of that shit.
Yeah. So, that's it. I've had it with these motherfucking snakes on this motherfucking battleship.
So, since that idea didn't really boost morale so much.
Snakes on a plane.
Right. Okay. One of the officers decided that he was going to take another crack at boosting spirits. So he goes to a vendor in Madagascar.
Buys a bunch of booby traps and bombs. This is what the guys will like.
Close. You're not far off. He buys a bunch of cigarettes. The finest cigarettes Madagascar has to offer. And he gets back...
These cigarettes, they're better.
Perfect cigarettes.
You never had a better
big cigarettes, strong cigarettes. Came up to me, tears in their eyes. Tears in their eyes.
Some people cough when they smoke cigarettes. Not me. I never cough. Cough to get
we
off.
We love the cigarettes.
Cough
we
to
love
get off. I stay
so
on.
He hands these out. Everyone's very thankful. But it turns out those cigarettes were laced with enormous amounts of opium.
Oh, good.
Which led to hundreds of the crew members becoming hopelessly addicted to opium.
Oh my god.
Also, while in Madagascar, the sailors picked up dozens and dozens of STDs.
Okay.
Which began just wiping
That's
them
what
out.
I was waiting for. I was like, are they going to bring women back on this ship?
So between the ones that have been killed by their own ships firing on them,
and the ramming,
and then and the coal, killing their lungs, and then the dangerous animals, which I don't think any of the animals actually killed anybody.
But it just fucked with their heads.
But it fucked with their heads and they went insane. And then now these cigarettes that got them hooked, and then they STDs killed them. So going great. So they have a funeral for one of the crew members of the that had died, and the crew of the Kamchatka, they ask.
Is that a Japanese torpedo boat?
They asked if they could fire a salute.
Listen, we haven't shot anything for 2 weeks. Can we just fire one time?
Well, they want to fire a salute with blank rounds.
Okay.
So Zenobi gives them permission.
God damn it, will you just leave me alone if I let you do this?
But...
It wasn't, it was a live round.
Yep.
and it went up in the air and came right back down and hit their boat.
Well, it didn't have to go up.
Okay.
Or it just went straight into another boat.
Why? Even if it's blank, why would you point it at another boat?
Yeah, why?
What? Just point it up in the air.
Anywhere else.
I guess in tribute. Jesus.
So, Zenobi and the rest of the crew leave Madagascar. Like, Zenobi's gotta be like, we gotta get the fuck out of here. And as they're a day or so away from Madagascar, the only refrigerator on board, like, they only have, on all of the ships, they only have one refrigerator.
And that's honestly one more than I expected.
It is kind of.
I'm surprised.
Yeah. But it breaks. It quits working. So.
Well, it's full of coal. You can't put coal in the fridge!
So everyone does that. So all of the meat spoils, and they start throwing it overboard. What do you think happens in the sea when you throw meat overboard?
It makes all other animal fish go away from you because like dangerous fish hate meat.
Right.
The sharks are like, ooh, gross.
Right.
And they swam away, right?
These sharks were different.
What?
These sharks had that dog in them. You know what I mean? They were built different.
Yeah. In their butts.
The meat attracted hundreds and hundreds of sharks that began circling the ship for the entire rest of the journey.
And then they get taste for meat, and they're like, this seems to be some sort of meat.
We're going to invent ladders to get up there. They're already running around with their swords. We can see them.
I'm sure like the alligators and snakes were like talking to him telepathically.
Come on up, guys.
Animals can do that.
It's fine up here.
Yeah, they're like sending out their vibes.
Although the alligators would probably be like, you guys get the fuck away.
Yeah.
I should have ate that meat. So at this point, Zenobi desperately wants to find a way to just somehow get this shit like under a little bit of control. And he wants to try to at least train the Baltic fleet.
Next time I'm having a bad day at work, I'm going to think about old Mad Dog.
Yeah. And think about like...
Because I feel like shit goes wrong a lot at work, you know, for me. But like not...
Have you ever seen a customer and mistook it for a Japanese torpedo boat though and fired at it or started ramming it?
Yeah, I ram a lot of customers.
Okay. So so he wants to try to find a way to train the remainder of the crew on the Baltic fleet. He's just like, I just need you guys to be a little competent.
Yeah.
So he decides he's going to make them all do target practice. Because, clearly they can't hit shit. Except their own ships.
There's like 8 fishing boats and they stunk 1.
Yeah, but they have hit 2 or 3 of their own.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
So,
fool me once, shame on me. Fool me twice, shame on me again.
I think the problem is Zenobi just needed to tell them who the enemies were.
Yeah.
Like, they all think that it's a fight to get there.
When you point, you have 3 fingers pointing back at you.
Right.
So it confused them.
Yeah.
They're like, attack us?
Mad Dog, take a lesson from you.
Attack us? So that's when I point. No, you can't point like that.
No. Why would you? We're filming this.
Why did you do that?
Why would you do that? Because I'm clipping that.
I'm trying to point. Well, you can't point like that.
Stop it.
Can I bring it back as a point?
No.
It's not a salute.
You can't bring any of it back.
I'm just pointing.
Michael Jordan tried
to bring back... Do you know who the president is? I feel... Okay, I'll stop.
Michael Jordan tried to bring back the mustache.
Yeah.
And people were like, what are you doing, Mike?
Mike.
Yeah, and now...
So I'll just keep pointing like regular.
Yeah.
Okay.
So he decides that he's going to have them do some target practice. So he has one ship attach a long line connected to a target ship. Like, I don't know if they just decide one of the, like, they just take some, because they've lost a lot of people by now.
Which one is the fuck off boat?
Kamchatka.
Fucking shit.
I would take that one. But I assume
Kamchatka all over that.
I assume since a lot of people are dying, they're able to kind of like condense.
Yeah.
So like they have one free ship.
Like, which ship has the most snakes on it?
And it's probably damaged and like filled with snakes and crocodiles. So
chameleons.
So it's going to get pulled along behind an actual ship that they need. And can you see where this is going?
Yeah, I see exactly where it's going.
Zenobi couldn't. So he said, on my command, all of you ships take a shot at that target ship. So all of the ship,
the ship in the back.
They're ready to go. Yeah.
There's 2 ships.
That target ship. this one's going to pull that one along.
Yeah.
That's the target.
Not the first one.
I don't think you see where this is going. So, Zenobi gives off...
Stevie Wonder can see where this is going.
So, Zenobi gives a command, and all the ships begin firing. And after thousands and thousands of rounds, mind you, they were already short on shells. And they've already shot a shitload of them.
They shot their shells.
They didn't hit the target once.
But
they did manage
yeah.
to continuously shoot the ship that was pulling the target.
What?
For Zenobi, this was the final straw.
Yeah.
He felt like he could do nothing else to make this Baltic fleet an actual military force. And so he sent a message back to the Tsar and said, you gotta replace me. I need to resign, and somebody else needs to come in and take over. And the Tsar said, nope, this is your fleet.
Yeah.
And so begrudgingly, Zenobi, and I don't know if the Tsar didn't like Zenobi, so he's just laughing.
Well, probably. I mean, he sent him out with shitty ships, shitty soldiers.
Like, I don't know if it's that, or I think it's actually, honestly, that he admired him, and because the guy was a good admiral. So he probably did think, like, he can do this. But I do think there's a part where he's just like...
He'd be so, like, oblivious to think that this is gonna work.
Yeah. Yeah. So begrudgingly, he continues leading the Baltic fleet until they finally, after 7 months on the sea, get within striking distance of their target in Japan. So the night before, they go into stealth mode, right?
Oh, yeah!
All of the ships kill their lights, and they just stop. And they're ready.
Yeah.
So the only ship that still had a light on was like a medical ship, because apparently one of the rules of war is our medical ships have to leave a light on. I don't.
So like the Japanese like, all right, we ignore that light.
Right. I don't.
As a rule of war.
So other than that one ship, the fleet is in total darkness at sea right now. And
What could go wrong?
They're just waiting.
They do so well in the light.
Yeah. Maybe they just need the darkness.
Yeah.
Maybe there's not. Maybe they're
they're like Bane.
Nocturnal.
What Bane say? Like you did something to the dog. I was born in the dog.
You merely adopted the dog. I was born into the dog.
I love Bane, dude. That's
yeah.
Oh.
You merely adopted it. Yeah. So the night before,
Dark Knight.
Or no. So while the Baltic fleet was sitting out in the waters outside of Japan, a small fishing boat.
Oh no!
Starts coming towards them. So the fishing boat could see like the lit up medical ship. They couldn't see the other ships, of course. So they're kind of like headed towards that medical ship. And a crew member on the medical ship that had its light out comes up to the railing on deck, and he sees that this fishing boat is a Russian fishing boat. So he like waves it to him, waves him down. And the Russian fishermen, they get there, they come up, they're like outside the boat, like they're right there. And the crew member of the fleet, of the medical boat, tells them, hey, there's a bunch of ships right here. Like, we're all here. We're ready to fuck these guys up. So you can't go that way because you're going to run into a bunch of ships. So you're going to have to go, around.
These fuckers, they see fishing.
He's like, there's a lot of ships behind you, the lights off, but they're there. So the Russian fishermen thanked him and turned around and went, the opposite way.
Yeah.
Except, that wasn't a Russian fishing boat.
Oh.
That was a Japanese sailor on board a Japanese torpedo boat. And now, they knew where the whole fleet was.
Yeah. How?
The one time. It is a Japanese torpedo boat. And these guys are like, oh, friendly boats. I just don't think they ever got shown a picture of a Japanese torpedo boat is the problem here.
Yeah, or a Japanese person, because wouldn't they know that they were...
Well,
I guess they're talking maybe over... Well, they could be talking over...
Yeah, I don't know. It made it...
Like, hi, I'm Russian too.
I don't know. From what I've read, it sounded like they're right there. Like they should, but it's dark. I don't know. Maybe not.
Yeah.
So that night...
They're dumb as shit.
Yeah.
I mean, they're literally shit bags.
So that night, the Japanese Navy completely surrounds the Baltic fleet quietly.
Hopefully they had one boat with the light on. Them the rules.
They don't have they don't take a medical boat. They don't have to. So they surround the Baltic fleet, And then the next day at daybreak, they launched their attack. And so that night, so this would become known as the Battle of Tsushima, and the Russian Second Pacific Squadron was annihilated.
Yeah.
The Japanese Navy completely wiped out the Baltic fleet. They killed 4,000 crew members.
Fuck!
Captured another 7,300 crew members. Mad Dog was badly wounded. He would go on to survive, but he was badly wounded.
He licked his wounds.
In contrast, the Japanese only had 100 casualties, which honestly,
friendly fire probably.
I'm pretty surprised they got 100 people.
I bet most of that was friendly fire.
Totally accidental.
Yeah. Because if they're surrounded and shooting, I'm sure some bullets are.
The Baltic fleet probably tried to start shooting at each other.
Yeah.
Just it was their comfort zone, and they missed and hit the Japanese boats. Ram them! Fleet ramrod. So the victory for Japan really marked the end of the war for Russia, and shortly after the Battle of Tsushima, the Russians agreed to surrender. The wounded Mad Dog Zenobi went to the Imperial Japanese Naval Hospital to recover from a head injury caused by shrapnel. There, the victorious Admiral Togo visited him personally in plain clothes, comforting him with kind words. Quote, "Defeat is a common fate of a soldier. There is nothing to be ashamed in it. The great point is whether we have performed our duty." I am sure that Zenobi, he's probably pretty stoked that he's not being murdered and killed. But at the same time, he's got to just be hearing that and being like, just fucking kill me.
Yeah, what?
This has been the worst 7 months of my life.
Do you know what I had to go through just to get to your guys'...
Why couldn't you guys kill me?
4,000 deaths. Wow.
On June 10th, 1905, Tsar Nicholas II sent a telegram to Zenobi. And he says, quote, "From the bottom of my heart, I thank you and all the ranks of the squadron who honestly fulfilled their duty in battle for their selfless service to Russia. Your feat was destined to be crowned with success, but your fatherland will always be proud of your selfless courage. I wish you a speedy recovery, and may God console you all. Nikolai." Again, if you're Zenobi getting that, you have to just fuck you.
Yeah.
Fuck you. Admiral Mad Dog and other officers were placed on trial in August 1905 after returning to Russia. Zenobi claimed full responsibility for this fiasco. He was just like, yep, my fucking fault, do what you need to do. And he was sentenced to death.
Wow.
But the Tsar...
After that letter?
But the Tsar commuted the sentence.
Okay.
So, Zenobi Petrovich Rozhdavinsky lived out the last years of his life in St. Petersburg as a recluse until he died of a heart attack in 1909. And that is the story of the Baltic fleet.
Jesus Christ.
I so wish there was somehow video footage of all of this, because I would just put that music over it. That or what's the Benny Hill theme?
Yeah.
So yeah.
Prostitutes, snakes, fucking alligators.
Crocodiles. Shooting at each other, ramming each other.
I love the ramming.
How many boats did they mistake for Japanese fishing boats? 4, 5,
There's the three of them
4,
together.
7, 8.
Yeah.
8 Japanese fishing boats altogether.
The one that was
a Japanese torpedo boat, they think is a Russian fishing boat.
Well, just fishing.
Just
torpedoes.
Absolute
That's
nonsense.
Madness. That's a crazy story.
Yeah, I can't
Fine.
I would, if I was Zenobi, I don't know what I would have done, but I would have started throwing people overboard. I would have just turned around and went home and got there and be like, I don't fucking know what to tell you. They're all lost.
I'd go, I'm the captain now.
Yeah, I would just tell somebody else
Captain Phillips.
that they're the captain.
Yeah.
I'd be like, you know what? You handle this shit.
I'm going to get STDs.
Manure sack, you're in charge. A vast waste of space, or a vast empty space, you're second in command. I'm going to go chill with the crocodiles. I don't give a shit what happens.
I'm out of here.
I'm going to go get real high on opium. So, yeah. I think we would have probably have done, but like I said, I think, just for the shenanigans, we would have been a perfect fit.
See, I don't know why I didn't imagine that big of a crew either. If 4,000 died, 3,000 were captured. Some of them died before that, so they must have took off with like 8, 9, 10,000 guys.
44 ships, a lot of them being big battleships.
Yeah.
You can fit a lot of people in those.
Fuck, I don't hate it, but I don't want to be on a boat.
No, I'm not.
I don't mind river shit around here, but like I wouldn't want to be on a cruise.
No.
I wouldn't want to.
I have no desire to do that at all.
Unless there's alligators, snakes,
Opium.
and coal. Opium. Cold chamber.
I can't believe they all didn't just like say fuck this and just get super high on opium.
Yeah. I mean, they went right past Amsterdam. Isn't that where it's in Denmark, right?
Yeah.
Right.
So yeah, early on they could have stopped there.
Yeah.
I don't know if Amsterdam was swinging quite as much back then.
Hey, it's got to start sometime.
Might not even exist. I don't know when Amsterdam was around. So tomorrow is Thanksgiving.
Yep.
What
are you thankful for?
I don't want to make you sad. You, buddy.
Oh.
Thankful for you. Yeah. I'm thankful for this very cool little Mothman painting I have that was done by artists Wade and Amy. There's a very cool place in Parkersburg here where we're at called the Art Beat Studio, and individuals with intellectual and developmental disabilities, they can go to Art Beat Studio anytime they want for free, and they have a whole room where they paint stuff, and then their stuff is for sale. I think if you go and you look up Art Beat Studio on Facebook, I think they have actually like a Black Friday sale going on. But I got this one. I have a really big painting that one of the guys did. Mm-hmm. It's just a very cool thing. I'm a big supporter of them.
You brought that to give to me, right?
I'll leave it here for a while. I can loan it to you.
I'm just kidding.
But yeah, Wade and Amy, good job. Good work on that. Love Mothman. Yeah. I saw that immediately when I walked in that place a while back, and I was like, I want that. And then I am spending way too much money on the other one.
It gives a good cause, though.
Yeah.
So you're a good
All
guy.
the money goes back into
good guy.
the programs and stuff. So yeah, it's a very cool thing.
Cool.
The room is awesome. Like they took us up and gave us a tour of the art room, and it's a dream. Like there's just shit everywhere. Like any kind of different art you want to do.
Nice.
But what are you thankful for?
What am I thankful for?
For Thanksgiving coming up.
I guess my health.
Mm-hmm.
And thankful for friends.
Okay.
And,
I mean, I said you specifically, but that's okay. You can just
thankful you're my friend.
You can lump me in with just everyone else, where I singled you out.
I didn't get to say what I was most thankful for.
Oh, okay. I'm waiting for it.
Which is Lou.
But what are you most thankful for?
Lily's health, and she's going to be 14 here.
Okay, but
2
what
days after
are you absolutely stoked for?
You.
Yeah! Me! I can see you.
Oh, shit!
And I'm going to be editing this.
Oh, no! I got water in my
I'm
ear.
thankful that I'm not a fan of the Cleveland Browns.
Yeah, that's good, man. I wouldn't wish that on anybody.
They did beat the Steelers.
They did.
So, which I think was a given. Like, did they play in Pittsburgh or was it Cleveland?
It was in Cleveland.
So in Cleveland, November game, division rivals. Like
Browns have beaten the Steelers 2 times in a row now in the regular season.
Yeah.
And as that happens, it's like the 90s.
Yeah, I kind of thought they were. Yeah. I kind of figured they would win. We got games tomorrow. We got the Lions and
I'm thankful for Laserdiscs.
The Bears.
I'm thankful for VHS. Sorry, Lions and Bears, yeah.
And then for VHS.
Netflix too, right? Isn't there games on Netflix?
I don't have Netflix.
But there are games on Netflix.
Games?
Yeah,
oh, you mean football games?
Yeah.
Friday's game.
Okay.
The Chiefs and the Raiders.
Okay.
That's on Netflix. It's at 3 o'clock. 3:30.
Nice.
Because
Friday I'll be at Sound Exchange. Black Friday they're having Record Store Day.
Okay.
Starts at 8 in Vienna if you're local. I don't know when this comes out.
I'll probably have it posted tomorrow morning.
Okay, so it's on Friday, Black Friday, Record Store Day. Opens up at 8 at Sound Exchange. Or go to First City Records in Marietta with our buddy Aaron, that we recorded with before. But support both of them. Go to both.
Yeah.
But I'll be at the Sound Exchange helping out.
Okay.
So
I thought you were going to be like, oh, I'll be there doing a set.
No. Set of what?
What shows you got coming up, buddy? Tell me some comedy clubs you're doing.
I'm done, dude. I'm retired.
Aren't you doing,
I've done it
Zoot
all.
Suit Laugh Riot?
I've opened up for Chris Farley. His brother.
Yeah.
Kevin.
Yeah, you know his name now. Good.
Kevin Farley.
Yeah, Kevin Farley.
My old buddy.
Well, Kevin, if you're listening, friend of the show, we know. But do you know this guy's name? It's not Cleveland Brown.
I'm retired though.
You are. There's way too much Cleveland Brown shit going on right now. There's like a. Don't do that. Don't do that. There's a thing over there. There's a thing.
Browns.
Good Lord.
That's what I do, son.
Good God.
I can't help
What's
it.
your? Let me ask the hack podcast question around Thanksgiving time. What's your favorite side?
Probably this side, because I have like a weird mole right here on this side. So
you gotta love the mole side, man.
Yeah,
embrace it.
Yeah, I have moles everywhere, but I have like this weird.
It's probably not gonna kill you.
Yeah, I mean it stays the same shape, but it's just a little weirder of a mole right here.
So if you could eat the
Do you
mole
want to see it?
on Thanksgiving,
no. Stuffing, mashed potatoes, my two favorite.
Okay.
My
You mix them?
My mom makes really good rolls. Oh yeah, I put gravy.
Yeah, I gotta have everything separate. I can't have things touching. I'm better about it than I used to be, but I still don't like it. And I don't eat gravy.
What I would like to do is wait for you to get your first plate. You're super hungry, and I just come in, and mash it all around.
I just throw it away and get another plate.
You can't.
I would.
No, that's all that's left. That's if you.
No, I'm not eating.
You have to eat it.
I was not eating.
I'll make you.
No, you won't. You can't.
Well,
you know what would happen?
I would do the airplane. You'd be like,
nah. Make me eat a plate of food. I didn't want to eat.
Yeah, same thing. You try to make me eat a plate of food.
The shoe.
Oh, I would just be like, no.
In your ear.
I would be violent.
I would.
On Thanksgiving?
Yeah.
Wow.
'Tis the season, buddy.
Wow.
No, I wouldn't. I'd be like, why are you an asshole, dude?
Yeah.
But as long as there wasn't like, I mean, if it was just stuff I actually was going to eat, I wouldn't really care.
You'd eat it.
Yeah, but I mean, if you like poured gravy on it and did it, then that plate's going.
Yeah, I would like mix it with a spoon. I wouldn't just go in with my hands.
Either way. I do love mashed potatoes though. Yeah. Are you like a fan of turkey?
Yeah, I like turkey. It's all right.
Do you cover it with gravy too?
Gravy on everything.
So you just basically just could eat gravy.
I mean, gravy. That's all. I eat gravy. I eat turkey, mashed potatoes, and stuffing and rolls. I don't fuck with anything else.
No. Yeah. I do turkey, mashed potatoes, cottage cheese.
I don't like cranberry stuff. I don't like.
No. Who the fuck likes
green beans?
I do like green beans. I'll eat the shit out of some green beans. I don't like deviled eggs. Don't like those.
Don't like those. I don't like pasta salad.
No, God no.
How can people? It's cold and pasta.
Well, I don't
it's like a texture thing.
I don't like the fact that there's like just random things that are called salads.
Egg salad, potato salad.
Yeah, what?
What?
You mean egg slop, potato slop? Is that what you're talking about? A salad is leafy green vegetables on a plate that you don't want to eat.
With a bunch of ranch.
Sure.
So much ranch.
But then just drink the bottle of ranch.
Croutons.
Yeah, just put some croutons down, throw some ranch on it, and scoop them up and eat them like cereal.
I've done it.
Did you bowl?
I've done it.
Croutons?
You don't think I've dipped croutons in the ranch?
Oh, I'm sure, yeah. Have you ever done a bowl of croutons, poured ranch on it, mixed it up, ate like cereal?
I did croutons, melted cheese over top of them, then poured ranch on it and ate that.
Okay. How high were you?
What?
Yeah, pretty high, right? Yeah, that's one of those. So, okay, well, any like really fond Thanksgiving memories? Like, is Thanksgiving like a pretty like laid back day for you, or like do you have like a crazy family that? No,
not really. Nothing I want to talk about.
No. Any traditions like you guys go play football in the front yard or anything?
Nope. Just eat and watch football.
Yep. Yeah. And then I'm assuming without fail, about the end of the first game that you're watching, someone says, I'm getting sleepy. And then someone else says, well, you know, there's a chemical in the turkey that makes us all sleepy.
Yep.
I'm assuming that happens?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's a tradition in every
by myself.
A tradition in every home.
Oh, yeah.
Every year.
I'm the guy that says it.
Oh, you are?
Probably.
I gotta end this podcast.
Well, you know, that's why you're tired.
It drives me insane that conversation takes place every single year.
So I'm gonna call it. What time are you eating on Thanksgiving?
Me?
Yeah.
Well, tomorrow I'm not having Thanksgiving dinner.
Oh, okay.
But then Friday I'll be having Thanksgiving dinner around 3:30.
I'll call you.
Usually it's around.
I'll call you around 4:30.
Okay.
But how you feeling? You're like, I'm pretty tired.
Oh, you know, pretty tired. So I watched the game. Starting to fall asleep.
Whoo! I'm like, well, you know.
Yeah. What about what?
I love you, Josh.
Oh, I love you too, Joel.
I'll say.
Okay. Good deal, man. Well, I think I'm gonna like take a nap here, so I'm feeling real tired.
I won't do it. I changed my ways. You changed me. Wonder why I'm so tired. Why?
Why am I so
Why
tired?
can't I just wake up?
Joel, do you have any answers for me? I mean, I'm like real tired. Like
shaking, turning red. I don't know.
Joel, did you know there's a chemical in turkey that makes you really tired? It's like that one fact that everyone figured out, and they're like, I am using this every chance I get.
Yep.
Okay. Did you do the Black Friday thing at all?
No.
No, okay. Good.
I'm doing out to do the. I would not see it in line. I don't care if it's a. I just wouldn't do it.
No.
There's nothing that I'm. I'll get up early to help the sound exchange, but I like helping. That's me helping. I'm on the other side.
Well, it's also like a record store, so it's not gonna be wild.
Now I got paid in the 20th anniversary of Hawthorne Heights.
Ooh,
Silence in Black and White on vinyl.
Nice.
Yeah, that's a good emo.
It is.
2020 anniversary, 2004.
I think the drummer of that band came to a backyard wrestling show I did in the same area.
They're from Dayton.
Yeah.
So it's pretty close.
I think it was the drummer.
They talk about it in the liner notes.
Have you ever worked
retired
retail or anything during Black Friday?
Nah, I've been pretty lucky about that.
I did 1 year at Walmart.
Yeah.
And like it wasn't terrible. Like it was. I've definitely been in worse situations, but the shit that people like, we all had walkie-talkies. So like at one point I'm like over near like where like the supplements and stuff are, the medicine and shit. And just kind of like stocking stuff and everything. And then I get a call on my walkie and they're like, we need you over here now. And it's back in like the lawn and garden section. But they had a pallet of stuff back there. And they're like, we need you back here now. They're starting to get a crowd gathered around a pallet of it. I can't really tell what they say. But they're like, we need some people here to help control what's going on. So I was like, okay. So I go over there and I see like all these people surrounding this pallet. And it's like got a big box over the pallet.
Yeah.
And like all these people have their hand on it. And so, like, I get up to him, and I'm, like, telling everybody, I'm like, hey, everybody's got to back up. Like, just wait till it's ready. Like, everybody will have a chance to get it. And then I asked somebody else who's already been there, I'm like, hey, what's in this? It was really cheap. Those little, those little skateboards, those little cheap plastic skateboards?
Yeah.
It was those. They were, like, $4. And there was a crowd of people around them putting their hands on top, like, calling dibs.
Yeah.
And then, like, people... like almost fought over some bath towels that were like marked down like nothing. Yeah, like they were grabbing them out of each other's hands. Yeah,
I like watching the videos. Sometimes that's fun.
But there was only like.
Did you watch the Thanksgiving horror movie where they had like the Black Friday at that? It's called Thanksgiving. Came out last year.
No, I haven't watched that. I might watch that. I'll probably watch that.
You don't have Netflix, but it's on there.
No, I'll find it. Yeah, like it was only like an hour of chaos.
Yeah. And
then the rest of the night, like nobody was there. So like,
most chaotic thing is record days. Two guys did fight over. I can't remember who the rapper was. This is my first year. I wasn't even helping. I just went to buy. There was like sometimes only one record will go to a store.
Yeah.
And like some guy had it, and the dude ripped it out of his hand, like ran and paid for it. They were so short staffed. I mean, they didn't know what was going on. Oh, I wish I could remember who the rapper was. It's not someone I'm really into. But.
Didn't some guy like give you shit one year?
So many people.
Then there was a guy like in line that was giving you shit about something, and you were like, "Okay, buddy," like trying to joke with him. And
oh yeah, because I think maybe someone held his space for somebody else. Yeah. And I was like, if I can say something to them, I'm not security. Like, I'm helping them. It was like during the COVID times, like they had like 5 people in, and I just.
What a wonderful.
I think like he went on Facebook and made like a post about it or something.
And then that guy see it.
No, he made it.
Oh, he made a post.
Yeah, about me.
Like, that's right.
Incompetent and stuff. I'm like, duh.
That guy, Adam Pearce.
The Xbox
The Xbox fella. You get called out a lot.
Adam Pearce, I'm almost over it. I was watching Raw and I was like, oh yeah, Adam Pearce.
I can't get over it. Every time I see Adam Pearce now, I'm just like, what the fuck is your problem?
What the fuck, man?
Every time. I cannot get over it. It doesn't even happen to me.
Yeah. That's how much you love me.
Yeah. Like, I do. I get a little defensive. Like, I think you know that from, like, another guy that we're friends with that I was a little not in on because he was kind of a douche to you once. And I was like, all right, fuck him.
Yeah.
Fuck him forever. But then, like, you still dig him and you cool with him. So, like, I
can't think of... You got after we're done recording, you got to tell me.
After.
Okay,
yeah.
let's get to that.
I get very defensive and protective.
Thank you.
Like, you fuck with one of them, you're on my shit list.
Hear that?
Whoever the person is.
Anybody. buddy.
You better act right.
You mess with me, you messing with us.
I think that comes from my wrestling days where Freebird would constantly talk shit, knowing that he could just kind of step back and look at me, and I'd be like, okay. Yeah, because we like went to some bars after shows, and he talked shit, and then like once he got people riled up, he'd just look at me, and I'd just be like, guys, just fuck off. You don't want to. And then in locker rooms, he'd piss people off, and then like I'd get involved. Yeah, so I think that's where it started. Where I'm like, okay,
I didn't know I had that power. Like, I was able to do that. So I don't choose violence. I will wake up and choose violence often.
Yeah,
choose love and peace. Man.
You take the high road. I'm gonna stay down the low road.
Alright, good. It's like Contra. We started Contra. Someone's up top. Someone's
I'm gonna go down and do the dirty work.
Normally on Contra, that's what I do, but I think in real life I'll be up top.
Yeah.
I'm a top.
You're more of a target up top.
I'm more of a top, aren't I? And you're a bottom.
Yeah.
That's what we're saying.
Yeah, but I'm a power bottom. So.
You are.
I drive the power up.
Oh, God. Oh, all
right. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody.
Yeah, happy Thanksgiving.
I'm thankful for being a power bottom. That's what I'm thankful for. Seriously, though, happy Thanksgiving. We'll be back after sometime before Christmas.
Sometime, maybe. Sometime before Christmas. Give us a month.
Yeah, we'll be back in a couple weeks. Let Thanksgiving die down, then we'll be back.
We just did this.
Hope you liked the story. Let us know.
That's a crazy story.
Yeah.
I liked it.
Yeah, let us know what you thought. Leave us some feedback, comment. We're also going to do very soon some videos for YouTube, not podcasts, but we're going to rank some things.
Oh, nice.
So I think the first one we're going to do are either energy drinks or hard seltzers, which I hate hard seltzers. Yeah. So that should be fun.
I fuck with them.
You like them.
Yeah.
But I think we're going to do one of the two, energy drinks. But yeah, I'll get the things. We'll each have one. We'll rank them. But we'll see how that goes. So look for those.
Drink like 7 there.
We got.
All right, let's rank it. Which one's number one?
This is my third one today.
Yeah, my first.
We don't have to drink the whole thing to taste.
Oh, yeah.
To test it.
I'm just gonna open it and drink.
Well, I guess we can just get one of each, pour it into cups. How about that?
You don't want to drink after me?
I don't care.
I spit it in your mouth?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, whatever gets it in there quickest. We just gotta come up with a good name for for that. That's on you.
Okay.
That's your job.
Damn.
Yeah. Pun it up, buddy.
Pun it up.
All right. See you guys later.
Bye.